Hi everyone, my name is Jack Devnarain and welcome to the Ferguson Media Good News Check-In. This is our first recording actually, and what a pleasure to have in studio with us Angela Yeung, entrepreneur, jewelry designer, mountaineer, adventurer, motivational speaker and philanthropist.
Wow.
Angela, how nice to have you.
Thank you, Jack. Such an honor to be here.
I could have found other ways to describe you as well. It would have gone on too long.
No, that's enough.
You know what's special about having you for this recording is that as Ferguson Media, we have a very strategic goal to inspire communities to positive action. And we realize the way to do that is by telling them real stories from real people who've done that, who've they've challenged themselves to be more than they could ever have dreamt for themselves. Even so, you have that kind of story, and it's such a wonderful opportunity to share this.
Exactly.
Now, people know probably around about the time that we're recording this now that recent publicity has shown, your recent expedition and your summit of Mount Everest.
Yes.
Of course, everyone knows that for now, but I want to go back beyond the foothills of the Himalayas, beyond the preparation and your training. Let's go all the way back to your high school years, where you were now growing up. You're looking at this world around you, planning your career ahead. What was your plan back then?
I've never actually have a solid plan.
Yeah.
And climbing Everest wasn't even my bucket list. Some people say they were actually wanting to climb Everest since they were very small.
Yeah.
So it was never something that I was planned for. And I just love beautiful things. So jewelry was always something that I was interested.
So you were heading towards design, jewelry, even from your high school years.
We coming from a traditional family.
Yeah.
So when I told my family that I want to be a fashion designer, they almost fall off the chairs. They says, "No, what are you doing with your life? You're gonna be sleeping on the street, begging."
Yeah.
There's like artists, you can never ever make a living.
That's a huge thing because that's part of my background as well.
Yeah.
But just to go back to what Ferguson Media is trying to do, we very much want to work with motivating youth to visualize for themselves the future that they want to have. And what you describe is so typical of people who, as young people, you allow yourself to dream.
Yes.
And you have limitations that hold back those dreams or the realization of those dreams. And of course, parents are the ones who have to pay for all of this, right?
Exactly.
So they're going to try and temper your dreams to say, well, I can afford this and not that.
Exactly.
Were your parents supportive of you, aside from living as an artist and a jewelry designer? Did they get behind you when it came to your studies and that sort of thing?
I think they're more realistic, because for them it's more making sure that you have a future, you get a job after your study. So then I studied financial information system. That's how I was what I studied for.
Yeah.
But when work have nothing to do with that. But I think it also gave me a concept of how to build a business because of finance background and my information system. It gave me, so I know how to write a COBOL and C++. Those are the things that I've been studied before in varsity.
And in your family, were there business people and entrepreneurs to guide you as well?
No, they're not.
Yeah?
They're not. So they're also very humble, and my dad is very academic. Yeah. So it's a very different, whatever I do now, it's totally different for my family.
You've broken the mold. Eh?
Exactly.
And were you also quite a physical kind of person? Did you love the training or anything then?
I'm a dancer, so I do a lot of ballroom dancing and Latin American dancing. So I've never really, I'm always indoor. And I tell, whenever my family says, let's go for like camping. I said the only star that I want to see was 5 stars.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm never an outdoor person. So I think that's something, a dramatic change, my lifestyle.
Yeah. So let's talk about that change.
Yes.
When did that change happen? How did it happen?
Yes, so I think the typical indoor person, there was 2017 was the first time I met my biological mother after 30 years of constantly looking for her.
Really, 30 years.
30 years. So I think that's the game changer. And I felt you can only give when you have. It's not easy to give when you don't have. So Track for Mandela approached me and asked me, Angela, we climb Kilimanjaro for caring for girls. Girls, they cannot afford sanitary pads, missing school 50 days a year. Would you like to be on board? I felt like, no way. I've never, I do some hiking, but it's not like always, it wasn't something that I always looking forward to. But when you put your mind into something, you have a purpose, you would do it. I think that's my calling, was having that purpose. Because I struggled a lot when I was much younger. And I understand, I can resonate some of the problems the girls are going through. So then I say yes, I would take that challenge to climb Kilimanjaro, and going for hours to climb the West Cliff stairs.
Yes. Oh, I remember that training as well. Yeah, that was torture. That was torture. I remember, and that was part of my preparation for my 2015 summit.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me, though, is I had a bit of a media background, being on South African TV for a few years before I even started on the summit. But being part of that movement
Yes.
gave me a very clear understanding of what is the difference between a campaign and a cause. And that, for me, was the real turning point. Because when you're in TV and the media, you're often called upon to say, please assist with this campaign and help with this campaign. This is a fundraising campaign. This is, a PR campaign.
Yeah.
It's very easy to flirt with all those little things. And yes, you can still be of some help. But the difference between the campaign and the cause is that the cause demands something of you.
That's the why.
Yeah. And in South Africa, there's so many causes. Was there anything leading up to 2017 that resonated with you, that made you feel that, well, this is a serious social justice issue that I need to contribute to? Before 2017, was there any of that?
Mostly because my parents have cancer. So that was something that I resonated as well.
Yeah.
And so the cancer campaign, those are something that I think also 67 Blanket was something that I always supported.
Yes.
That's how I started my philanthropist journey. And that's how I get to know other organizations like Caring for Girls. So if you are in that space, you get to introduce other courses that come into your, to also understand what is the social illness is going through. You know, people, what is people are battling with. And I think that's something that we need to understand deeper.
There are so many causes that are all trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to do it right.
Exactly.
And you really want to give of yourself in a very earnest and compassionate and authentic way. But it's also very easy to spread yourself too thin.
Yes, exactly.
Did you find yourself getting involved in maybe in too many causes?
I think at one point I was.
Really?
I was. But I think also going back to what is really resonate with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. But I also really appreciate all those opportunities to meeting good people.
Yeah.
because they have similar visions of life. That's why they are people who want to give.
Yes, and to align yourself, and you're quite right. You know, once you're involved with one serious organization and they're networked with other serious foundations that are really doing good work,
Exactly.
you meet some incredible people,
Exactly.
and you realize that you know whatever campaign you want to support, you've got to make sure that you are really being like really adventurous and really creative. And in that sense, I think you already had so much going for you. There was the creative element of your life. You had already established a thriving business then as a jewelry designer. How did you find your way into jewelry design?
Oh, that's a long story, but I mean,
We love long stories.
during the time when I was in varsity, I don't have pocket monies, so I have to go and sell acupuncture inner soles.
Yeah.
So I will go up to.
These are the inserts you get to put in your shoes.
To your
Okay.
shoes. And while you're walking, it's massaging your foot.
Yeah.
And you will explain to people, this is really healthy for you. Would you like to get a pair, like 35 Rand, only get 5 Rand as a commission.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So holidays I work
Yeah.
on rancho, you're just really trying to sell them
Yeah.
to get some pocket money.
Mm.
So I think my friend was seeing that I really struggle a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she said to me, my mom is actually working in a jewelry shop. They need someone who can speak Asian language. Would you like to go and help her? And like Angela have never even seen a jewelry in her life, but I will go and help. And to dress up, because the time when I work, putting people's inner soul ears, shoes, my hand into people's shoes.
Yeah.
Every time when I come back home, I can smell my nails with shoes.
Oh no.
The smell of poverty. That can, just really getting out of that. You need to have that persistence. You need to have that perseverance to try to get out of poverty.
And you become very aware of it around you as well. Once you understand what poverty looks like and what it doesn't look like, you get to see it in very nuanced ways when you look around you in South Africa. And I think very often we try hard not to see things.
That's so true. That is so true.
And the cause often has to be in your face. Whatever campaign you're running because of the movement that you're part of, it really feels as if you've got to fight to get people's attention, to get them to understand. For example, you referenced it earlier about the number of days that a girl loses in school because she doesn't have access to sanitary pads. And I understand it's quantified. It's like up to 60 days in a year.
Yes.
And these are the facts that need to be spoken about because it has a real impact on people's lives.
Exactly.
And did you find that there was enough research going into all these causes? I imagine for the cancer research as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information there. Did you find yourself actually engaging with the facts?
Yes. It's so important. I think the numbers are so important. Like when I went to give out the sanitary pads
Yes.
and realized the girls are not wearing a bras. And one of the girls come up to me and says, Auntie Angela, next time when you come, please bring us some bras. Then when I went back home and realized, let me do some research. That year was 2,700 women died from gender-based violence. So those are the facts that we need to know.
Yeah.
Because it's easy just to, talking about the cause, but what are the facts are impacting the real world?
Yeah.
So I agree, very important.
So this is then the foundation that you set up.
Yes, it's during COVID time.
Okay. And what's it called?
It's called Impilo Collection Foundation.
So it's like it's still built upon the name of your design brand.
Business, yes.
Okay.
Because Impilo means life in Sisulu. So I always felt that 21st century should be a century of Africa.
Yeah.
If we are here in Africa, we're not making a difference, what's the point being here?
So you take that really personally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who are your partners, and how far do you reach out in connecting with young women, and how do you provide those bras to them?
So I think just a bunch of people that who really want to give back. We are entrepreneur. We take off days from work to just come and serve, and we call them social warriors.
Ah.
Yeah, and we collect bras everywhere. So the first time I was calling out for bras during COVID time, at the beginning I was just going to collect 2,700 bras, but we came back with 6,200.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we laid out at the Constitutional Hill by the Women's Jail, handing a memorandum to the public safety. And that was a big impact. That's why we call it Empower Her. And I climbed to 6,200 meters in the Himalaya for the first time
Yeah.
in Island Peak. So just above the Everest Base Camp. So there's so many things I think from the climbing that's really inspired me to bring the course to another level.
So from this incredible collection drive,
Yes.
you collect 6,200, and then you find 6,200 meters, the summit of a mountain within the Himalayan range.
Yes.
And you decide that's what your challenge is going to be.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And let's just now talk about your life as a mountaineer. Was it a very technical climb?
It was.
Really?
It was.
Yeah.
That's the first technical climb that I have done. So Kili is more not so technical, but you get to understand why you climb through the nights. You
Yeah.
get to be climbing, like understand the cold. How do you layer yourself? All those very small little technical things. But when you climb a 6,000 meters, that's another story. You really need to learn the rope work.
Yeah.
How do you wear crampons? How do you put a harness on?
Sure.
Those are very, very detailed, technical levels.
And you can't afford to get any of that wrong
Exactly.
when you're under stress and under cold. And cold will put you under stress.
Ah, yes, people have no understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that story you have to tell us.
Yes.
So just in terms of the timeline, 2017, you did Kili.
2018 and
In 2018.
2019.
Ah,
I
really?
did
So
twice.
you did it. Of course, you did it twice. And then you did your first Himalayan challenge.
Yeah.
When was that?
So that was 2022.
2022. I can see us getting higher and higher and higher. Talk to us about the stress on that mountain in the freezing cold. It's dark, and all you have is your team, and you're holding on to this rope step by step.
Yeah.
What's that experience like?
It was really harsh and hostile. The first time I climbed at 8,163 meters Manaslu in the Himalaya, that was really, then you understand how to climb at 8,000 meters. And wearing your oxygen around, that time I wear my oxygen around 6,500 meters, just to make sure that I'm safe, because I've never climbed 8,000 meters.
Right.
That was really hostile. I think going to the summit, everybody wants to get to the summit. You climb through the nights, almost 12 hours to get to the top.
Really?
Yeah. And then I actually had a big accident when I came down. I fall from 10 meters
And this was after you summited.
after summited.
So it really is treacherous then, even just coming down.
Yes, so most accidents happen when it's coming down. So that's what happened. The rope was very icy.
Yeah.
Within 5 seconds, the wind was just blowing, and it was the snow was coming on on your face, you know, you can't see so much, and you can feel the rope was so icy with your glove on. I just couldn't hold on to it tighter, and I just fall. Yeah, and I twisted my ankle,
Yeah.
but there's no rescue when you are 8,000 meters. You have to climb back to 6,800 meters.
Yeah.
That takes another 8 hours to get there.
So you were climbing on an injured ankle.
The whole time, you feel this extreme pain coming
Yeah.
through your ankle, but you couldn't see what's happening because you're wearing a big boots.
Yes.
You try not to open it. As soon as you open it, the coals come in. Then
Yeah.
it's going to be another level of injury. So you try to keep the boots on, and you climb. You just one step at a time. In pain, you're pushing through. You go back to 6,800 meters.
And there's literally nothing you can do because you know there's no rescue.
Exactly. If you sleep, you will actually die there because the extreme cold and fatigue and exhaustion, you can actually die there.
I understand that on Everest there are those people who actually
That's
never made
happened
it.
there.
Yeah. And they're visible.
Exactly.
That's a very sobering reminder, though.
Yeah, you don't want to be that person.
And you could easily be that person.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's an injury, an avalanche, a rock fall, you miss that rope, and you could be that close even,
Yes.
but nobody can get to you because the energy it takes to get to you while you're in the death zone, for example,
Exactly.
means that you're now putting your own life at risk.
Every single second of it, you can get into injury
Yeah.
and just die there.
That's a very, very scary thought. But I tell you, we're going to go into more detail on the Everest climb, your preparation, and even after that,
Yeah.
how it's impacted you coming back from Nepal. It's such an amazing adventure, and I want to say thank you for that. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back, and then we're going to pick up with your Everest adventure. Hi everyone, Jack Devnarain, you're back with the Ferguson Media Good News Check-in in conversation today with Angela Yeung.
Well,
Angela, I know that while you were on that mountain, you would have had exposure to a bunch of other climbers from around the world.
Yes.
What was that like? Did you all have the same kind of preparation, support?
I don't know. I don't think so. Everybody have their own way of training
Yeah.
and getting there at the same time. You try to have the same goal, climbing, but it's not easy because we're all coming from a very different background, and that's how you try to get to know each other.
Yeah. And you need each other, don't you?
Exactly.
I'm sure you would have had exposure to so many different climbers from around the world. Did you all have a similar kind of training and preparation? What about sponsorship and support? Do you kind of have the similar background with that?
I don't know about them, but I mean, I'm sure everybody have their own way of getting sponsorship and to train their way to get to Everest. Because I'm climbing from the north side,
Oh.
it require you to have an 8,000 meters experience.
At least once or?
At least one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 7,000 to 8,000 meters experience.
Okay.
And because I had my climb on the Himalaya in Manaslu, even that I was injured, but I actually get to the top of the.
Can't even imagine that.
Yeah, I get on top of Manaslu. So the first thing they'll ask me, can you please send me your certificate of 8,000 meters?
Right.
That's how they gauge you to have your training, your experience, you're ready to climb Everest from the north side.
Mm. Do they have a similar regulation for the south side?
No, no.
Oh,
So that's why a lot of accidents happen from the south side.
I see. Is there a way to actually regulate this? So maybe I'll take it back. How you present your certificate to say, hey, I've
Yes.
done this before.
Yes, yes, yes.
How do they know that this is authentic?
Oh, you can see it because the
Oh.
government have specific
Ah,
way
right.
to
Okay.
put the certificate together.
Mm.
And of course, your pictures is there
Mm,
to make sure that you are legit to climb this mountain.
Mm. I've heard that it's such a race nowadays. You have a bunch of super wealthy people who really have nothing else to do with their time, but they like to be able to talk about this adventure to Everest.
Yeah.
And that they are part of the problem of becoming a drain on the resources of of Nepal, the people, the Sherpas, because now there are long, long lines of people just all trying to funnel themselves into the short window of time and
Yes.
weather
Yes.
that allows them to summit.
Yes.
Did you see that as a problem, like in the way that you were researching this before your climb?
Absolutely.
Was it a factor?
That was the factor. So
Yeah.
that's why I climbed from the north side.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it wasn't any rescue. There's no rescue facility from the north side.
Sure.
But because of my experience, that I felt like I'm ready to climb from the north side, because they don't have extreme traffic from the north side,
Mm.
and the risk is already like lower down.
Yeah, yeah. Although I find it so hard to imagine though, because whether it's the north or the south side, you are still in such mortal danger.
Exactly. So 26 years ago, our South African first woman who climbed Everest from the north side was 26 years ago, Kathy O'Dell.
Yeah.
And I was there to follow her legacy to climb from the north side.
This is amazing. So you are the first South African woman climber of Everest in 26 years.
Yes.
That's
After 26
such a
years.
huge distinction.
It is. Yeah.
I understand that just the journey or the decision to tackle something as epic as Everest is a calling. Did you feel that you were called to Everest?
I felt that. I felt that. It has to be coming from a very deep level of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when going back to the time when I was climbing Island Peak, I wasn't the fittest, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest person, but because I'm consistent, and my shepherd says to me, Angela, I think you can actually get to the top of the world. That was the calling through my shepherd.
Yeah.
And I felt it was really affirmative as well,
Yeah.
that I'm able to do this. I can just consistently having this goal, and you can do it.
Is it true that the Sherpas, and I mean this generally speaking as well, not just in Nepal but also in Africa, as we know on Kilimanjaro, aren't they truly the most unsung heroes
Yeah,
of the expedition?
exactly. They
Yeah.
are strong, very
Yeah.
strong people.
They never draw attention to themselves. They just get on with the job.
I think now these days are very different because
Really?
of social media.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they become the real hero as well.
Good.
Yes, yes.
Good. I mean, they've earned that, really. Because I've I've heard of acts of heroism from the Sherpas that are just unimaginable. Their courage.
Yeah,
I mean, they really are a different breed of people altogether. The kind of weights that they can carry and how they move with them.
yeah.
just on Kilimanjaro
long
itself.
hours,
Yeah.
long hours,
I've seen them carrying packs of 4 other climbers, as well as the equipment that you need for the camp. Carrying all of that, taking a parallel route to get to the camp before all of us, because we were too slow, and we were holding them up.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And also they tried to be very surreptitious about it. So they weren't, presenting themselves as, well, hurry up because we're much faster than you. They never did that. It was very, very behind the bushes, and you can see them just racing along. That was crazy. Did you at any point fear for your safety up on the mountain? Yeah?
Yeah, at one point I actually felt like I couldn't breathe. You just breathe in, you breathe hard, and the air just couldn't go into your lung. That was quite scary. And
Okay, that's terrifying.
It was terrifying. And the worst thing is you have no one to talk to because you're in your own tent. You can't get in touch with your family. All you can do is just texting on this little device. It's no one that you can call and you can talk to. So you have to really dig deep.
So you feel quite isolated. And it's for days and days on end, right?
Yeah, at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Really?
It takes 50 days to climb Everest.
So there's a lot of loneliness in that time.
It was. But I think I'm not scared to be alone.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite solid in the sense of my spiritual practice that helps me a lot.
2 things I'd like to pick up on, and let's start with the spiritual aspect. Was summiting and the process of summiting Everest a spiritual exercise for you?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I felt very much so, especially when you see the body, and you have so much respect for the body. You know, and also I felt I was having that conversation with the body. It's like, are you rested?
Yeah.
Those are something that's a spiritual.
And while we're continuing in that spiritual vein, do you think they are rested?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
In such extreme condition every day.
You said it was hostile.
It was hostile. And it's like that body was there all the time, for years and years. And there's no way they can bring them down. Unless I think the drone in the further years that you can see the drone can pick them up. But I don't see it now.
Yeah.
Like some bodies will stay for 10 years, 20 years. Yeah.
That's it's not an easy thought to allow to occupy your mind, but that's the reality of it.
Exactly.
As is the reality of not being able to take a full breath
Exactly.
while you're up there. And did you have that breathing issue even while at rest, or only when you were climbing?
Not at risk.
At rest?
Yeah, because the
that's
wind was
scary.
so strong, and you can actually hear the avalanche coming down
Sure.
at night because the wind was so strong. And then the next day you get out there, it's snowing. It's just, and I felt like you just couldn't breathe properly.
And you can't train for that. There's
can't.
nothing you can do, to prepare for that kind of thing.
Yeah. But technology also help us now. So you can actually have like a hypoxic tent at home.
Ah, okay.
You can get used to sleeping in that environment. That also helped. So I think technology is a big thing right
Would you
now.
use that if you're going to prepare for another expedition?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you confront the idea of your own mortality when you were climbing? Did you think about, this could be it for me?
Yes.
Yeah?
Especially when I told you that I encounter the dead body.
Yes.
it was, you can watch YouTube, you think that you're going to see them, but when you really see them,
Yeah.
it's scary. It's scary. But you have to also kind of be brave and keep going. Yeah.
I remember when I started my career in the police force, this is back in 1994, one of the things that we had to be trained to do was to see and understand the sight of a dead person. Because as a policeman, as you would as a as a fireman or working in the ambulance services, you're going to be dealing with that every day. And if coming across that you are paralyzed by uncertainty or fear or awkwardness or disgust, whatever it is, you will be failing to do your job.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in the emergency services, it means people look to you to be effective in a moment when everybody else is too horrified or afraid to get involved. So that became part of our training. And I can imagine for a lot of people what it must be like to see this thing that was once a living, breathing, climbing person
Yes.
now just wrapped up in their jacket.
Exactly. Yeah. It was quite a experience. And I think, especially in that harsh environment, because everybody's pushing for summit and we're all slowing down. While you're slowing down, you see the person, the body next to you,
Yeah, that's not easy.
It's not easy. And there's a lot of conversation. You start thinking, why am I doing this?
Yes. Oh, that's definitely a story I'd like to share with you. But we're going to take another quick break and we'll be back talking about the way forward and
Yes.
life as Angela Yeung. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is the wrap-up in conversation with Angela Yeung. Angela, I remember it was the craziest thing, all completely absorbed by the caring for girls, Trek for Mandela, fundraising, getting, trying to make sure we have enough sanitary pads to distribute to all these girls and young women who need them. And I was absolutely, completely absorbed by the effort, the cause. And I remember getting into, as we're climbing Kili, and I climbed and I was completely broken by that experience. And I remember thinking at that point, how little I cared about the cause at that point. I just needed to try and take the next step. Because at that point, when you realize that you've lost all your strength and there's nothing more you can give, all you want to do is just to outdo yourself and just take the next step.
Exactly.
If you can do that, that's the best thing ever. But whatever cause it is a distant memory at that point.
I think the first time when I was climbing, it was 100 years Madiba birthday.
Okay, yeah.
And then the second time I was climbing was Women's Day. We summited on a Women's Day. And I couldn't push through. And when I hear Sibusiso was saying, Watinta Bafazi,
Yeah.
Watinti Imakodo.
Yes.
So I just felt like I'm that rock.
Yes.
I'm going to keep pushing. So you really need someone to be there to remind you what is that you're doing.
Absolutely. And he is such an inspiration. Just for our viewers, Angela is talking about Sibusiso Vilane, who is an incredible expedition leader and the only mountaineer in Africa to have summited Everest twice. And we have the privilege of knowing him.
Yes.
And the translation of what Angela says is, you strike a woman, you strike a rock. And that very much became a call for women, not only on Women's Day, but certainly a rallying point to
Exactly.
remind women of their real strength.
Mm.
So as we are right now, coming to the end of July, we've had Mandela Day. We're coming towards Women's Month. And then, of course, there's still your other fundraising activities. What do you have coming up and what can we help you with?
I'm still collecting 8,849 bras.
Okay.
That's the height of Everest. Every meter's
Yeah.
one bra.
Incredible.
We're getting 6,500 bras right now. We need another 2,000 something, 2,200 and 300 bras to get to 8,849.
Okay.
So this is another climb beside the
It
real
is.
climb.
It is, yeah, you're right.
So after we get all 8,000 bras, so we're going to go around the country to display all this bra with an exhibition.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think we need help.
Yeah.
And if anybody would like to help us to go onto our website, it's www.impilo, IMPILO, foundation.org.
Okay. Perfect. And then you're also on social media.
Exactly.
Do you have any major events coming up now or speaking engagements?
So we're going to do our Nelson Mandela month.
Yeah.
We're going to do reading buddy. We're going to school to give stationery and skipping rope.
Oh,
And we're going to read with them. So it's just people who love to take a day off.
Yeah.
Just one day, We do it every quarter.
yeah.
And then just one day they can come and read with the children. That's all we do.
I think that's a lovely idea. And also the skipping rope.
Yeah.
I remember my dad was a huge fan of the skipping rope because, my dad was a boxer and, skipping is very much part of the boxer's routine and training. And I always asked him, I loved watching him as a kid. You're watching because, your dad is a superhero.
Oh.
That's what your dad is, And when he used to train, I used to love watching him. And I asked him, why do you like to do the skipping? Why don't you like to hit the heavy bag? And he says, I like skipping because with skipping you can't cheat.
Oh.
And I realized that's absolutely true. There's no way to cheat in skipping. You
It's every
absolutely have
beat.
to, you have to follow the
Full
beat.
of beats, yeah.
So I love the idea, and when you post stuff about what's going on
Yes,
and
we're going to do that.
the campaign coming up, and of course we want to support the cause, and
Okay.
anyone who wants to support the cause will be supporting you. So from Ferguson
And
Media side,
climbing with us to the top of the world.
oh yeah, yeah, you'll never be climbing alone, never feel alone again,
No.
because we'll be here with you, we'll be climbing with you, giving you all our love and support.
Thank you, Jung.
So from Ferguson Media side, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.